All right, I'm going to get in there and share this thing. Thanks for joining us, guys. You guys are looking beautiful today. Even though we can't see you, I know you are because you're one of our listeners.
That's right. Viewers, listeners, all of the above. Hope you're doing good tonight. We hope you're getting soothed by this Delirious Dad's voice, and that other Delirious Dad's voice, and then the third Delirious Dad, which makes 2 Delirious D's. The math doesn't add up, but it doesn't have to.
How's that? The fan noise fixed now?
I never really heard it, but I have background music going.
You said you could earlier when we first got on.
Yeah, but then it kind of cleared up a little bit.
Okay, well, I turned it down. It's all good. Do. I keep telling myself, Ryan, you got to get on and make some videos for your ProLight stuff for advertising. And then I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, I can't. I'm drowning right now. So I want more work because I know it's going to let up at some point, but I can't handle the flow right now.
You want me to just make you something? Just come up with something? We can talk about it after if you want.
Yeah. That's why I asked you. I forgot all about that because your videos are looking so sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know you're just, you're doing other things with them than you used to, but that doesn't matter. They still look great.
Yeah. It still has a custom vibe, our custom vibe.
Mm-hmm. Gotta go with the times. That's like saying you're not going to use a pre-made font. Back in the day, people probably would say that.
Oh, yeah.
You just downloaded that font? Yeah, just like I downloaded this animation and I downloaded, all this stuff now.
It's all about time versus money,
Yeah, that's right.
I finally broke. I was like, I don't have all the time in the world.
Yeah, and that was a kind of in between, having somebody else do it and you still having control. I like it. I'm going to the group, right?
Yep.
We ready to rumble or what?
We're getting there, son. I'm just getting the chat situated so I can see it.
Somebody told me they're always chiming into our chat and I ignore them. Who was it? Zane. One of the guys who's working with me now.
You guys,
and I was like, no, we don't ignore people. We always pay attention to who's writing in the chat, especially Clint. He was like, no, I've written in there like 4 times. Nobody ever says anything. And then I realized I thought he was somebody else by his name, and that's why we usually don't respond to him, because I thought it was somebody trolling. You know what I mean? Then I forgot that he just kind of has the same name, his gamer name. So he's talking about when we're streaming, I think, not when we're.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah. He's tried to jump in and asked to play Call of Duty. That's what he said.
Yeah, that whole thing's a mess anyway. Call of Duty, as far as the friends and stuff, all that friend requests and stuff.
Yep.
All right, we're getting ready to go live here. I'm gonna throw up the highlight bid.
It'd be hilarious if that door slammed shut and it just went up to a 10. We're like, what?
Oh, 10.
There it goes.
Oh, she got me.
The deal.
She got me.
No,
She's on me.
I got the deal.
We're Delirious Dad's Gaming.
So are you going to be a gamer that's a dad, or are you going to be a dad that's a gamer?
Go check out the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms and at the website deliriousdadsgaming.com. The Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast is a gaming podcast geared towards dads who are gaming enthusiasts. They don't take themselves so serious that they can't have fun. They include fun, joking banter that keeps the content both entertaining and relaxing. They bring gaming news.
The Halo Infinite teaser seems like it's marking the return of the Banished.
Dr. Disrespect, so Twitch has permanently banned him and nobody knows why.
Game reviews.
Crackdown 3, worst reviewed game of this century.
Tips and tricks. gaming quizzes with a dad perspective in mind. If you're a gamer, but life keeps you too busy to keep up, then they have your back. Check it out today on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, and more. That's the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. You can also find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search Delirious Dads Gaming. Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast at deliriousdadsgaming.com. Go check it out now.
On this episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Skulls, trolls, and fairy wings?
Phasmophobia or Spasmophobia?
Give me that Halloween loot before I have to shoot.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Hey, 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 it's the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast, episode 88. I'm Clinton Stanley, and I'm here with...
Big Rye.
And the Huntsman 420.
Yeah, and these Delirious Dads are bringing you yet another episode, a fun episode, I would say a Halloween-filled episode tonight.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, guys.
Hallows
going to be good and spooky.
Good and spooky, as he says. And we're glad to have you back, Ryan. It's been kind of a chaotic season so far. If you guys have been tuning in on iTunes, you can check us out over on there, Google Podcasts, those places. If you've been checking us out, you know it's been kind of chaotic. Ryan's kind of been in and out with Christmas season.
Yeah, we knew it would be. It's like, what? I thought these were like Halloween episodes. Now you're bringing up Christmas. You're cramping my style. Yes, I'm the guy that hangs the Christmas lights before Halloween. That you hate your neighbors. I'm the one who does it. They're paying me. And it's just the way it is. Season's short. We hang them. We don't turn them on. Customer can turn them on if they want to. We don't until after Halloween.
Yeah.
This year we got, only a couple existing guys who know what they're doing. Everybody else is brand new. I don't think we've ever had a green team that's this, in comparison. And this year we got 10 new employees. I mean, 10 employees, one existing. So that tells you it's an interesting recipe. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think Halloween's going to be catching on though. I think here in the next 3 years or so, I bet you'll be telling me, well, Clint, we're now doing Halloween. Because I feel like more and more Halloween lights are becoming a thing.
We've given a couple quotes for it this year. And next year, we are already researching on. They finally have some decently priced quality RGB bulbs, so we can put up the lights, pick the color, and then when Christmas comes, change the color without having to do the job again. That's what deters people. They don't want to pay for the install twice, and we don't want to do it twice for free, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a complication there. Well, there is some new lights that have come out in the past that were really no good. I didn't like their system, and we don't install anything if I don't think it's quality. We try to do like the best there is, but there is a new system that's out. They don't look like your normal Christmas light bulbs, with a little point on them and all the Christmas vibe. But if you're one of those people who just loves the holidays and wants to decorate for both, we're going to be supplying these new lights that allow you to change them to purple and orange or whatever you want to. And then when Thanksgiving comes, change them to red and orange for autumn. And then when Christmas comes, change them to red and green, whatever the freak you want.
Right.
And so that's That's next year.
All right, and they just have to live in the Oklahoma area, correct? You're not gonna be flying out of state.
No, they can live anywhere they want. We're going to be contracting and installing stuff everywhere. Yep. Had some clients that moved to Texas this year, and we got them covered.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Well, it works that way in video games too, apparently, because they just change some colors and add some effects, and voila, you got a Halloween event.
That's right.
So it's going to be really exciting. But I do want to give a shout out before we get started to our friend, our compadre. He's been a supporter of the show. Reckless_X. We want to congratulate him on officially being a Madden pro. And this past week, this week he competed in the Madden 21 Chiefs Club Championship. It was online elimination tournament. He did not win, but he did get him some W's. And anyway, we just want to congratulate him on his endeavor with the Madden franchise.
Yep. Nice.
So that's on the PlayStation 4. So if you want to look out for him, check him out over on his stream. It's Reckless_X over on Twitch. So
I was gonna say he's been streaming more and more. Seems like
add him so he can whip up on me.
Yeah. So he didn't stream the tournament though because he didn't want to mess up wasn't sure how everything would go. It was his first big tournament to do. So anyway, I told him I'd be contacting Johnny, connecting him up with Johnny. And so we'll probably hear a little more from that. But tonight we're going to be doing gaming news, and we're going to be bringing you a game review of a game that we've talked about the last couple weeks, actually, which is Phasmophobia.
That's phasmatastic.
I like it. So Hunter's
game's pretty spooky. It could give you some nightmares.
Oh yeah, some nightmares or mares?
Mares.
We're going to do this right on the show?
Yeah, we're going to do it right on the
Okay, guys, you guys are listening. For me, when people say nightmares, it sounds weird, like they're like naming a horse that's of the night, a nightmare. And for me, it's nightmare. You wake up, you're scared, your kid had a nightmare.
And you see
not a nightmare.
The mirror.
Yeah.
You merely had a bad dream.
Merely.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's just what it is. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street. It's just what it is. It's not
nightmare.
It is not Nightmare on Elm Street. That doesn't make sense.
Little Nightmare.
Not
Little Nightmare.
That's fine.
You've been outvoted.
No, it's Little Nightmare. Even when you said it, it sounded right.
No, I did not. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the nightmarish game of Phasmophobia.
Yes.
It's going to bring chills down your spine. We're going to dive into it deeper than we've ever dived before. As deep as Ryan in a Christmas turkey.
So deep.
Wow. That's what she said. I can't resist. I had to say it. It was too much right there. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, with that said, me and Ryan are bringing the news. Let's head on over there and see what this week has for us.
All right. Just click that little. There it
is. Leaks for Geeks. All right, guys, it's time for the leaks for the geeks. And tonight we're getting our treat on with this news sesh. Ryan, take it away, buddy.
All right. Hey, a while back, we talked about a thing that we thought was going to be bigger and better than it has proven to be. But we were right, and it's been still carrying on, and that's Google Stadia, right? And that is something that we thought was going to be better when it came out. But we knew that it wasn't going to just flounder because Google has too much money and has too much clout. And so they're going to keep working on it and hopefully get it going. And it has improved. Their list of games has improved. Their lag has improved. Their different issues that they've had that people have complained about have improved. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a lot better. We mentioned, I don't know, maybe a year ago when we were talking about Stadia, that also Amazon was talking about getting in the game of cloud gaming, which everybody is getting in the game of doing. And they announced not too long ago in September that they are indeed getting into cloud gaming. It's going to be called Amazon Luna, Luna. And I have not looked into why they called it Luna, just like I don't know why the other guys called it Stadia. So do that on your own time. Anyways, the fact that they had just announced it in September is interesting because already this week they've started basically trial runs. I figured since they announced it in September, it was going to be a while. We didn't hit on it because I had come across the story and it just didn't seem like there was much to it just yet. And now they're already doing pre-testing for those who have signed up. If you have signed up, you're going to get 7 days free in the beginning before they start billing you.
Okay.
And randomly, it sounds like, and probably not just randomly, I'm sure it's randomly plus some streamers and things like that, they're going to be inviting people to do the trial before it's actually out, the beta run basically for it. It says with early access, players will be able to access Luna, available across Fire TV, Mac, PC, and iOS app. Android app will be coming soon. Early access requires you subscribe to the Luna Plus game channel, which comes with 50 games for $5.99 a month. Their system is a little bit more like Xbox Game Pass, if I understand it, because it's set up to where these 50 games are the titles kind of that you own by paying that $5.99. You don't get to download them, but you own them as long as you're a subscriber. You won't have to purchase the individual titles. Amazon isn't offering full game purchases. That's not what they're trying to get into. It's just for the cloud gaming deal. Early access players get 7 days, like I said. Then boom, they'll start getting billed $5.99 a month.
Okay.
Even though they just announced it in September, it says this has been rumored since last year, like we talked about. The company will continue to add players in the months to come, and they're just getting started. They're making sure that everybody knows, hey, what we have right now is just getting started. We're in pre-test mode, and we want everybody to test it. Core, casual, first-time gamers, and streamers are very welcome.
Okay.
So the fact that they want a variety tells me they're probably going to select at least a few streamers, kind of guys that are going to help hype it up.
Send that in to them then? Like, is it a sign-up thing, or how do you get put on the actual list?
No, it just looked like they're just going to send invitations out. Within the group that have signed up for the $5.99 deal, they're going to select and send out invitations. So if you're one of them that are lucky, you'll get an invitation on your email account, and that means you've been invited in. Okay. I also think, like I said, they're going to be specific on some. I'm sure they'll invite some bigger streamers, some stuff like that to help with promotion. You know what I mean? And to get some real reviews from top level type guys. This doesn't give much more to it. It says, they want customers. What's it say here? We want to hear what customers like, what they don't like, what they want to see us build. If we're doing something great, tell us. If we're doing something wrong, let us know. We can't wait to hear what you think. That's their quote, as they're releasing this email.
Okay.
So this is, in my opinion, everybody's going this way. We knew Amazon was going to go this way. What I'm interested in is, it's interesting that we have two players that are not really part of the gaming arena jumping into the gaming arena and going to be fighting for title rights. Yeah. I'm sure Amazon does not want shared rights with Stadia, and I'm sure Stadia does not want shared rights with Luna. Right. So what's going to happen here, I'm sure, is exclusives on each one, which kind of, to be honest with you, it hurts the gaming community, in my opinion, because we're moving away from these exclusive type vibes to cross-platform. Right. The big thing right now is cross-platform. We've been waiting for years, and we're seeing game after game after game go cross-platform. So when I see these guys that are like new and up and coming, to me, it's got to feel like, well, dang, I'm going to have to get both subscriptions just to play all the games I want, because there's going to be some on this one, and then my friends won't be able to play. I mean, it would be cross-platform still, but people who have Luna won't probably be able to play with people who have Stadia because those two games won't exist. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts. I'm not sure. I'm guessing, but that's kind of what I think we're going to see, almost like an early PlayStation, Xbox, but within the cloud world.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see what happens with it. Cloud gaming is such a different kind of thing because they're the new kid on the block, and obviously they've been having issues just with there's enough lag there that with a shooter, for instance, or anything that's fast paced, it messes with you. You don't notice it on a game like I don't know, like just a regular platformer, Borderlands.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you're playing NPCs, or like when we did, even when we did Tony Hawk on Parsec, we didn't notice the lag. But I think when you get into hey, let's go play a round of Call of Duty, or let's go play some kind of competitive matchup against other players, you really notice it.
Now, Stadia, before they came out and during their deal right now, has boasted that they're not going to have that issue. That they have so much back server support and all this kind of stuff that you're not going to notice lag even on first-person competitive gaming for top-level gamers. Well, that hasn't been true when they first come out, right? I mean, it's not horrible. Definitely not. People have been surprised by how good it is. But it's not as good as playing on your own local PC.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to see, how much that's going to shift or get adjusted. And, I don't know. I think we're still a year or two out from really seeing the potential of cloud gaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Hunt Dog?
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's going to have to develop a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we shouldn't expect any more than that. I think everything that is coming out and is, new age, you have to see some development in it. I mean, it's not like it's just going to come out and be the finished great product that you think it's going to be. But
right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think over time we'll see this primed and get better. And then, it is kind of interesting to think about, like, is it going to be kind of cross-platform in a way? Maybe every game that is streamed like that is available to play with each other. I don't know. That's kind of weird to
Yeah. It's all kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me as a dad, just the idea of having cloud gaming and being able to play it in another room. So, like, my setup's obviously I'm in the back in literally in a closet, which is AKA my studio. Well, everything's plugged in here, so I can't unplug my gaming PC and unplug all my lights and my microphone and all that, and then take it into the living room for just a couple hours of play. It's just not worth it.
Right.
So I've really been thinking, man, I wonder what I could get away with to play some of these shooters and things like that I would like to play in the other room.
And that's also the negative to PC gaming, though PC gamers don't want to talk about it. Our audience is delirious dads. And PC gaming is kind of a, unless your kids are old enough, it's kind of a solo act. It separates you from the family most of the time. Some dads have their computers set up in the living rooms, but they still got their headsets on and they're in their own world. You know what I mean? To where gaming back in the day, was much more social. Even though this is social between us when we play, it's not as social with the family as it used to be. So it is a little bit secluding. So I think the same thing. I think, man, I really would like to get something that I can play downstairs on my projector, and not feel like I'm always up here. We can jump on with some controllers. And so I do want a balance of both. And that's why I still think about, maybe I will buy a next-gen console as it comes out.
To have that.
Yeah, because PC gaming does kind of, I mean, not for everybody. Some PC gamers are going towards like using their PC as a console. So it's set up in their living room with their TV and they play on their TV. Or they're playing with like a shield, right, who's boosting it to the TV.
If we weren't doing the stream and the podcast and all the things we do, I would just have it in the living room. But because of what it is, needing the quiet and not having the kids in the room, when you're doing your production stuff, it makes.
Well, not only that, you start PC gamers. We're those guys. We start going. We need that screen with a better refresh rate. We need this. We need that. And you're not going to get that on your living room TV. No, it's not going to be quite the same.
Nope.
Plus at 12 o'clock in the morning when you're yelling it.
And it's echoing through the whole house.
Yeah. You're in the front room.
See, but all of us, this group right here is kind of young kids, right? We don't really have. It'd be different maybe when I have, like, my daughter Rory is just now getting at the age where it's making me think about it and think, I'd like to go back to the living room. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely, you see this little turd box right over here that's set up?
Yeah.
That's going to be a gaming PC. And then she's going to have her gaming PC.
There you
go. And we can jump online right next to each other. Maybe that's the new way. I don't really know. I'm kind of new to the... Oh, no. Okay. I'm kind of new to the PC gaming, so I don't really know what happens when you want to play with your kids. Do you just get a whole nother... so that's different. It's more expensive, right?
It is. Well, the thing is, you don't have to buy them the top notch because they're not going to notice the quality yet.
Right.
I think it's when, once... I didn't become a graphics snob until I was much older.
Yeah, well, I think you're still going to have to buy them, just to run the good games, you're going to have to buy them a $1,000 computer. It's still...
Yeah.
It's not a $600 console or a $400 console.
Well, at that point...
I built mine for $700, so...
Hey, at that point,
Yeah.
you just all you got to find out is what can I use it for as well as a gaming PC, and then you've justified it in your mind.
That's exactly right. It's a business thing. We're going to need a
Yep.
second computer.
Yep.
I've got that. The reason that's set up in here right now is I've had one of my other guys working next to me
There you
because
go.
we're so far behind. He's working on one thing and I'm working on one thing right here. And so that's the way it is.
It's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I can't wait till they get old enough to do that kind of thing, to game,
Mhm.
not work.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, you're talking about all that cloud gaming stuff. But let's talk about Halloween a little bit.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about Fortnite for a minute. Fortnite is bringing back the official Fortnite Mirrors 2020. You see what I did there for Ryan?
Yeah, I
So
did.
good.
I did see what you did, and you dramatized the mirrors.
Yeah.
It's nightmares. It's very simple. Nightmares.
Okay.
Nightmares.
So Fortnite Mirrors 2020 is back, and it's called Fortnite Mirrors 2020 Midas's Revenge.
I see what they did there. They combined nightmares and Fortnite and made it Fortnightmares.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yep. Once Upon a Fortnite. So this is Midas's Revenge. It's going to bring spirits of the dead back to haunt Fortnite Island. In this event, you will follow the arrival of the Shadow Midas, who has taken over the authority and reawakened his henchmen as part of his plot to turn players into, wait for it, shadows. Every time you're eliminated, you'll turn into a shadow and return to haunt the Fortnite Island and the players who are still alive. Shadows will have special powers, including the ability to possess vehicles in order to help them eliminate living players. There will be a variety of challenges to complete and cosmetic items to unlock, as well as special in-game concert that's going to be from Colombian reggaeton musician J Balvin. The J Balvin concert will go on the main stage of the Party Royale Island at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Halloween night. And,
So it'll be like that big event we talked about last time where the guy actually put on the show.
Right.
It was within Fortnite.
Yep. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Fortnite Mirrors is starting today, October 21st.
Be careful. Sounded like you just said nightmare.
No. October 21st.
Nightmare.
October 21st to November 3rd, guys, is how long this event is. Okay, I'm done.
Man, this argument's a nightmare.
Nightmare.
Wow.
Nightmare.
He said, wow.
Rawr.
Rawr.
Oh, man. Hey, Fortnite news number 2. Since we're talking about Fortnite, I'm just going to shoot you guys this one real quick.
All right. Go slow.
I'm glad that Call of Duty has finally adjusted, and let you download Warzone on its own, because the 200 gig download is a little bit ridiculous. Yes. And we've talked about that. But if you want the whole game, it's still huge. It's a massive beast of ridiculousness. And it takes actually, it was over 250, right? It was bigger than a regular SSD hard drive.
Yes.
Of 250. So Fortnite, which is a decent sized game in itself, of 90 gigs, which has kind of become a bigger game than it used to be. They recent update lowered the game down to 27 gigs.
Wow.
They cut that game and all the bloat out of it and redid it. And so when you do your update, it's going to take it from 90 gigs to 27. That's more than 60 gig reduction. Call of Duty, you have something to learn.
Yes.
That's all I've got to say, because they're right. Because what happens is they keep overwriting things, overwriting, instead of removing and writing, right? Things just get added, and it becomes redundant. There's redundant code let's load it in there, and they kill some of the code, but they don't remove it. They just kill it so it's not being read. Mm-hmm. And so then they just keep doing that. Well, Fortnite has wiped out a bunch of that dead code, rewrote it more concise, and done a new update. So great idea. I think everybody who's, we don't get us wrong out there. We love the fact that games continue to update and we get new things like these nightmare updates and events and stuff like that. Right. So we're not complaining about that, but at the same time, we don't want to add 20 gigs to our 200 gig game for a nightmare. It just doesn't,
exactly.
Not worth
Yeah.
it.
It causes nightmares later on.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I mean, just having a 250 gig download is a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure. I 110% agree with you on that. And I think, Fortnite has that advantage of being already smaller anyway. So it's kind of interesting that they decided to make it lighter. Probably just another way of trying to get the new meat in because, I'm going to say this and it's, you guys can agree or disagree. I think Fortnite is slowly, I don't think it's going to die, but I think it's in that stage of it's no longer the game.
It's crazy. That's what we talked about last week or the week before. Call of Duty kind of passed it up with the youngsters. That's a big sign.
Yep.
It's not going to disappear. It's going to stay a huge game, and it's going to stay a big moneymaker. So that's not what we're saying. But we don't think it's this skyrocketing claim to fame anymore. That's my opinion too.
Sure.
I think it's leveled out a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. They're not the king of their domain anymore. I think Call of Duty took that spot.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't surprise us that much, and that's not necessarily a negative thing.
No.
But, yeah.
I mean, they held that spot for a long time. Made a lot of money.
Well, guys, the next piece of news or piece of business that we're going to do here, we're going to talk about another event regarding Rocket League. You guys like Rocket League. I like Rocket League, and it's free to play now, so a lot of people should like Rocket League, in my humble opinion. And, they're doing a Halloween event, too. And this one I'm actually interested in checking out. Because it's kind of a throwback to, our generation, Ryan, really. I mean, I don't even know if I was around. But it's a throwback to Ghostbusters. So they're this is called the Haunted Hallows Event. And Rocket League's putting it on.
I thought you were going to go for Twisted Metal or something.
No, because it's got to be Halloween themed.
Well, I mean,
you see what we're throwing at you there?
Twisted Metal, creepy clown,
I mean, he was creepy, but he wasn't.
I love Twisted Metal.
I get you.
Yeah. He wasn't no Resident Evil. Anyway, we're gonna throw the video up here, guys, on the stream. We're gonna check it out. This is the reveal trailer for Rocket League. So let's check it out, guys.
That's cool, man. It looks like you're gonna have the skins, obviously, and a bunch of accessories for your car, and then the scoring graphic. Where you can have something happen to the goal.
It's probably an entire package. revolving around Ghostbusters.
Stay Puff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is it State Puff or Stay Puff?
Stay Puff.
Like stay, like hey, stay puffy.
Yeah.
Hey, Stay Puff, cuz. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I've never totally known. I always thought it was Stay Puff, but when I was a kid, I called it State, like the state Puff.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I was 100% sure.
That's like somebody saying nightmares.
Yeah, but I was a kid, and then I learned how to actually say it. But I just want to make sure.
Just now, today.
No,
you just
one day I just went with it. Stay STAY, and I went with it. Okay,
I got you.
So that's not it though. They're not only going to bring back the homage to Ghostbusters, but you're going to have a Ghostbusters avatar border, Ghostbusters player banner. You're going to have Ghostbusters wheels. You're going to have a Stay Puff topper. You'll be able to get Stay Puff wheels, ectoplasm boost, mood slime boost.
Dang, nice.
Ghost Trapper topper, Slimer topper, and the Ecto 1 player banner.
Nice.
Yep. And it says here that there are 2 limited time modes coming to which you can play to unlock these items. One is a variant on the Heat Seeker mode, played in a new arena, and then the other is Spike Rush, which can only be played on night maps. And then you'll be able to get the Ecto 1 vehicle previously available as DLC. And so you can just go check that out. You can pretty much just buy the car during the event. That's what it looks like.
Nice.
So that's all I got on that one, guys.
Looks dope.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it looks clean. I think I like, the pink one kind of jumps out to me. I don't know why I like pink and purple stuff so much, but sometimes I do, especially just the looks of that specific one looks really good.
Probably just because it's DDG, right? It's 80s,
Maybe,
it's DDG.
Maybe I've just kind of started to fall in love with that look, because of that.
It's just us. It's what we've identified as, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Purple's royalty.
Yep, it's true.
There you go.
Hard color to come by back in the day.
Yep. What else you got, Ryan?
I've got a story about Bethesda.
Ooh.
Yeah. These little sneaky devils are in a lawsuit.
You don't say.
Yeah, I do say. I guess, actually, this lawsuit started back in 2019. Ruin 2 publisher Ragnarok Game sued the original developer, Human Head Studios, alleging that Human Head had attempted to destroy the game by very publicly abandoning it on launch day. So they openly announced to everybody, we don't have anything to do with the game. We let go of the game right when it was launching, which obviously is going to horribly stunt the growth of a game because the original developers are gone. So they sued them for that, and they also refused to turn over source code and assets so another developer could continue to take over the job. It said, a quote from them was, "We could have transitioned the game if they weren't able to participate anymore. We could have transitioned naturally. Here's the code. We'll help you find somebody," stuff like that. But the executive producer, Matt Candler, said that they did not do that. Instead, they actually did everything they could to prevent them from supporting the product. So they sued him for that. Well, that's all fun and dandy between Ragnarok and Human Head. But come as things develop, and obviously your lawyers are involved and you're digging deeper in what's going on, the lawsuit has now been amended to include ZeniMax Media, which is a big one, and Bethesda Softworks, which announced in November 2019. Just so happened they announced it on the same day Human Head went out of business, that it had hired the entire team and reassembled them as Roundhouse Studios. So Bethesda bought Human Head, all of them, but made them close Human Head and restart as Roundhouse Studios. Yes.
Makes sense.
Well, in that shutdown, Human Head's initial Roundhouse announcement implied that the studio had reached out to Bethesda after they decided to close down. They reached out to Bethesda to see if they could salvage things, basically.
Okay.
But the update claims otherwise. It basically is showing that Bethesda was involved in their shutdown. So the alleged thoughts behind this whole little, I guess you can call it a conspiracy for now because it's just a case, right? And you're innocent until proven guilty, is that basically Bethesda was an active participant in the effort to tear down, torpedo Ruin 2 and other games. One other game called Oblivion Song that had, and they basically were conspiring with Human Head ahead of time.
Okay.
Trying to make sure that this game failed at launch, specifically because it threatened Skyrim Elder Scrolls. Because it's very much the same game. And the reason why they believe this is because it says in an act under bad faith and contractual breach of confidentiality requirements, Human Head securely provided Bethesda and ZeniMax with keys and permitted them to play the confidential pre-release Ruin 2. Ooh, what would be your reason for doing that if you're abandoning all that? You know what I mean? Because you're trying to show them what you have so they can see what you're worth, right? Problem is, that really looks bad when it comes to you're building a competitor game versus our game. You let us look at the ins and outs of your game, and then we bought you out, and you closed down and abandoned the game.
Somebody was working. Somebody was working with the boss at the top who knew he was going to get a nice check.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
Yep. So that's what this lawsuit's saying right now. They're basically saying this was a planned deal to sabotage this game. We didn't know when we bought the game that it was being sabotaged. We thought we were just taking on a game. You know what I mean? And they were closing down because they were having financial needs or whatever, which is not the case. The case is they got offered a fat check over at Bethesda probably and said, well, we'll come over, but we have to make sure this other game doesn't do well and hurt Bethesda. And then, brought the whole team over. It's an ugly one. That's an ugly one.
Hey.
And from the little bit of evidence they have right now, it doesn't sound good.
So after this case, they're going to be saying, we used to be a good gaming company, and then we took a lawsuit to the knee.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man.
That's great.
There's more details here. If you guys are interested, you can look up that article on PC Gaming or PCGamer.com, and there's more to the article, but you guys get the gist of it. We don't have to go any further than that.
Okay.
Did you have anything else, Clint, or do I want to hit my last one?
I've got a bunch of Halloween stuff, so if you want me to just run wild for a little bit, I can.
Yeah, run wild. My last one's a small one, and I'll play off your Halloween stuff.
Okay. So the next one on the list is Red Dead Online, guys. They're doing their first Halloween pass this year. Nothing real major as some of the other games that we're going to be talking about, but it is Halloween and it is an event, so we wanted to announce it. They're putting on the it's just Halloween Pass is the name of it. I mean, really, I mean that's all they put into it. But anyway, the purchasable upgrades will start as of now and run till November 16th. So, what are you going to get out of that? It's basically going to be, you're going to get 20 rewards across ranks, 20 ranks, I should say. And it's going to be a machete, creepy photo studio backgrounds, gothic themed, moonshine outfits. You're also going to be able to get a phantom buck horse mask. And,
everybody wants that.
Yep. You'll get a little camera filter, and that's all free over there on Red Dead.
Nice.
That's really about it. There's not. I mean, they basically put up some macabre decorations, mystical takes on weapons, and some other stuff. But as far as Undead Nightmare, no, that's not there. So that's why.
Give it to us.
I know, right?
Give us Undead Nightmare, please.
Undead Nightmare.
With the stuff, the nightmare.
The Nightmare.
With the stuff they've done with Red Dead, it made it look so beautiful. I just feel like they could do such a good job.
Yeah, I know.
Like making that game creepy. But
Rockstar's done something weird with Red Dead. I don't know. It's like they're afraid
they
it's going to be. It's
fizzle.
almost like they were like, "Hey, let's make sure this doesn't get better than GTA
Yeah,
online in a weird way."
exactly.
Like, let's definitely treat it like the redheaded stepchild. Sorry to all you redheads out there.
Some people still really, really just love Red Dead Online. I mean, it's just there's some major people who just fiend it. You know what I mean? I don't know enough about it, but I know the little bit of some of the main reviews that I've seen, and you guys. So yeah, it sounds like it's it's like they almost could hit a home run and they draw back on everything. Just but we're not quite.
Well,
that's the vibe.
I don't want to make it sound like it's just horrible. You're going to get in there and be like, oh man, this is amazing for about a week. And then after that, you're going to be like, man, this is pretty static. And what I mean by static is there's just not a lot going on in the world. I mean,
repetitive.
Yeah, GTA.
You like fish and hunt and stuff to make money. And then you're like, why am I making money? Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's so expensive. At least when we played, it's been a while, but when you would make money and then like everything in the store would be so expensive, and then the stuff that was expensive, it's like, why do I even want that? It's just the outfit, Like
I got you.
Like,
and there's no end game to it. There's nothing like, hey, once I get this, then we can work towards this. There's no, you know what I mean? Like with GTA, it's at least like, hey man, let's get some good stuff, and then we can start hitting these big heists, and we can start these businesses.
Big goals.
Yeah. There's something to that, and it just seems like Red Dead Online was missing that. But go check it out, guys. It's free. If you already have the game, just go get it. Check it out. Next on my list, if you're playing World of Warcraft right now, we talked about the pre-patch has launched. Of course, it doesn't have the actual pre-expansion event that's launched yet.
Of course it doesn't.
That probably won't happen until they actually give a release date for the expansion at this point. But it does have all the customization stuff and the level revamp and all that.
I thought they did give a release date for the expansion.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then they just canceled it and moved it back.
Right. Now we don't know. It's just
okay. Announced. Just making sure we all understood that there was one that got moved.
Yeah, definitely got delayed. I've already announced that on here.
Yeah, I know. And you said it was a good thing, but I want to bash it. It's funner.
Yeah, well, you're going to be bashing it here in a little bit, too, not to give too much away. October 18th to November 1st is the Hallows End Event. And if you're a WoW player, you should already know this. Headless Horseman's going to be flying around the little capital cities, or the smaller cities, next to the capital cities, I should say, setting them on fire, and it's your job as a good Azerothian citizen to go and put out those fires.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can't just neglect it.
Right.
It's not right.
What would happen if nobody logged into the service that night?
Then he laughs. He laughs and
burn.
No, he does this annoying. He talks in rhymes, very annoying rhymes. So, he has some deal where he's like, "Alas, my victory," and then ha ha ha, and he laughs and just flies.
So, do you actually hear him, or is it just writing?
No, you hear him. Everything on WoW's audio now.
Oh, okay.
I forget you haven't played since they finally moved with the times.
No, I haven't.
No, this one's definitely him talking. It's always him talking. Okay. And you'll hear him when you're in the areas. You can also trick or treat at all the major towns and city areas. So go do that. There's things to get. Too much to talk about on here. But go check it out. Also, Overwatch, in the same spirit of Blizzard. We're going to talk about Overwatch real quick. They're doing their Halloween Terra event. Okay. This has started. And let's see here. If it tells me where it's going to go from. It says it started October 13th. But it doesn't give a time when it actually ends. So we're probably November 3rd.
October 31st, at least.
Yeah, probably November 3rd. Anyway, this event's pretty sweet. I checked it out. They're doing the Junkenstein's Revenge co-op mode, which is robot zombies coming at you, and you just, you work together to kill them. It's pretty fun.
That's new. I like that. I like that for sure.
Yeah.
Since when have you seen a robot zombie? I like it. That's a unique one.
There's little floating robot zombies that come at you. Yeah.
I wonder how do you zombie a robot? Is it a virus? Oh.
It's actually pretty cool. They tell a story with the characters.
That was ridiculously good.
It was.
They'll tell a story with the characters. So, like, Reaper shows up in his Dracula skin. Okay. It's like the Dracula shows up, and you're all old, like 1800s characters, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's like telling it's like a storybook if you're reading a storybook to a kid. Anyway, this year they're throwing up some new stuff. You're going to get 5 new legendary skins for the event. You're going to get, now here's where we're going to kill it right here, guys. Karasu Tengu Genji. Dao Tango Hanzo. Whatever, Dao Tango. What is the Dao Tango? Tengu.
It's a Hanzo.
Okay. You're going to get Werewolf Winston.
Oh, that one I can pronounce.
Yeah. You're going to get the Flying Dutchman Sigma, which is pretty cool looking. And you're going to get Shin Rayon Diva. Don't know what that is.
Is it French?
It's Diva. It's Diva, but it's, I don't know.
Yeah, but what you read sounded French. Ole do Diva.
Shin Rayon is not, it sounds...
Yeah, it's bad. My pronunciation's bad. I still say we need the pronunciation game one day.
Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
So players can also unlock 3 epic skins. Phantasma, Sombra, and Stone Brigitte, and also Ragdoll Echo, by winning 9 games each week. The addition of those 8 new skins means that everyone in Overwatch roster will finally have a Halloween outfit to wear this year.
Finally. Jeez.
So here's how it's going to work, guys. Week 9. Okay, you listening?
Yes, week 9.
I don't know why I said week 9. So Junkenstein Revenge, which we talked about earlier, is to bring back the hard mode, which is just hordes of the robots just keep coming. They don't stop. Just keep going. They're releasing a new challenge feature to the game to that, and so it's going to be 2 per week for 3 weeks. So here's what your schedule is going to look like on that. Week 1, you're going to get Vengeful Ghost. So it says a deadly ghost chases players. Then you get Frenzy Stampede. Zomnics move faster. So that's like your 2 abilities that week.
Okay.
Week 2, you're going to get Volatile Zomnics. Zomnics explode near players. That's going to suck. And then 3 there were. Only 3 players, but they deal more damage.
Okay.
So I think that means only 3. Instead of 4, you'll do 3. And then week 3, you got Mystery Swap. Heroes periodically randomized. Shocking Surprise. Some enemies spawn. Shock tires on death. There you go. So this event is available on all your platforms. Go check it out, guys, if you're an Overwatch fan. Fun stuff.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. It sounds like, Blizzard's always been big for the holiday events. And so they don't go any different with Overwatch than they do WoW. I'm making fun of WoW, but if you're a WoW player, the holidays are awesome because everything changes. It's not like little things that they do. I mean, it's a whole big to do, and it is cool. Because it's kind of home away from home if you're a big WoW player.
Yeah, for me, okay, I'm just gonna throw this out here. For me though, and this might upset some people, I don't know. I prefer Overwatch Halloween over WoW Halloween.
Oh, really?
I enjoy it more. Yeah.
You think they just do more with it, or what makes you enjoy it more?
Yeah, I think WoW has kind of become static. It's been the same Halloween event for years. It's kind of, it's one of those deals of, hey, it's the Halloween event, but nothing majorly new.
Headless Horseman's here again.
Right. Halloween Terror, I feel like they put a little more into the characters and, because they want you to buy those skins and stuff. But I shared a link here in the Discord if you guys want to watch it. Figure we watch the trailer and see what you guys think of the outfits.
Okay.
And I've already got it loaded here on the...
These are the outfits for Overwatch we're looking at, right?
Yeah, I guess I should explain that, yeah. Overwatch Halloween Terror event. So when you guys are ready, let me know and we'll go play. We'll hit play.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Counts down.
Wait, we're not click and play on our own, are we?
Yeah, so you can hear it.
Oh, okay. You got it pulled up on the deal. Now I'm with you. Sorry. That's why you're asking so specifically. I'm like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, because usually you can't hear, remember?
Yep. Just a second. For some reason it's blocking my maximize button.
We'll watch the other one that I'm coming up with here in a minute, too.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, this'll be good.
Heroes beware. Legendary terrors emerge from the shadows. The scientist, cursed by the moon. The Vulpine shapeshifter, 1,000 heroes soul.
See, the outfits look way cooler than what I announced.
Yeah.
That looks sweet.
A nautical specter, forever lost at sea.
Frightful.
The vengeful spirits of 2 brothers, haunted by their pasts. Easily scared. Spine-tingling tricks.
Well, they're more than just outfits. It's like, some of them, their whole face has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a whole different character almost.
Are you?
And shocking horrors. Courtesy
Yeah, like Stone Brigitte looked way better than what Stone Brigitte sounds like.
New heroes answer the call.
It's all coming up. Exploding.
Try not to get yourselves killed out there.
Yeah, so I see what makes you like the Overwatch because they really go all out on these outfits. But you get more of the whole environment change with WoW.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my latest.
They'll update some maps, like the Hollywood map.
Yeah.
They'll do like a whole Hollywood theme, but
yeah, these maps I'm sure will be updated, but I'm sure I'm super loud right now. I always forget about that.
You're good. So yeah, you get a lot of new stuff with it.
Yeah, and I like the trailer. I like the way they put it together.
Yeah, they put it. I like how they did the perspective of a movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yep. Good stuff with Overwatch. They always do good on their events.
Kind of made me want to like go to an old drive-in and watch some horror movies. That sounds cool.
You'd think drive-ins would be thriving right now with everything going on with regular theaters.
I wish my wife was into horror movies. With our big screen, we could have like a horror movie party over here. You know what I mean? But she just doesn't dig them.
We just need to start doing a horror Halloween horror night with just us.
Yeah.
Completely off topic, but we just finished Haunting in Bly Manor. It's so good.
Is it?
Oh, really?
My wife won't watch any of that stuff with me, so I'm just like, well.
So
mine neither. None of it.
And Claire's to the point where I can't even play anything scary. It scares her.
Yeah.
Like just the sound of it, you know. So just sitting over here with my kid Halloween, you know, just waiting on someone to get a head chopped off.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Halloween.
Oh yeah, Elmo made a comeback today. We got HBO Max on our AT&T plan because we went back to unlimited data on our phones, and so you get HBO Max with the plan for free.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep,
so
I've been rocking that.
Yeah, so I come home and freaking Elmo's on. I'm like, what's Elmo doing on? And Mikhail's like, oh, it's on HBO on the app. Kids are just loving it.
Yep.
Na Elmo's World. And I'm just like, here we go.
Here we go again. Yep. Free Elmo forever.
Yep. Anyway, sorry, Ryan. I got one more, but I figured I'll let you go next because I need a drink.
Okay. Yeah, mine's just a quickie, just so you're aware.
Quickie.
Ooh.
Oh, I've actually got two. I'll hit both of them. Since we're talking about WoW and we're talking about all this Halloween horror, might as well talk about WoW's new outfits.
Huh?
They're really making rounds. Their video is getting tons of downloads, but not very many up likes, you know? And that's probably because it is kind of weird. So WoW has their cash shop, which people know about, which is kind of people kind of love and hate it. It's got some nice things in it, but it's also really expensive. A lot of the stuff in it. And they usually have things like really cool mounts that are high priced, like $25 a mount, which you got to remember, you're paying that $25 on top of the purchase of the game and your monthly cost. So people are like, dang, but they still buy them. Well, this is the first time they've ever put a, I guess you'd call it an armor suit. It's a full, it's an 8-piece costume that you can get that they've released here right before Halloween. So, it's probably pretty dang spooky. Clint was supposed to have the video pulled up and ready, but he did say he's splitting off right when he passed it over to me.
No, I got it. I've got it.
Oh, okay. He's going to play it for you guys.
You want me to share the link for you and Hunter?
No, you can just play it in there. Hunter, you're watching the feed, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need sound on this one. That's fine.
Okay. Well. He thought I wasn't ready. All right, here we go.
I did.
So, voila. There it is, guys. Yep.
My question is why? Like, look at these guys. This is a fairy sprite suit. It's the Sprite Darter's Wing Transmog. It's a full body, everything. It's got everything. They've got all your different characters in this video that they shared, which is the Sprite Darter's Wings video they put on YouTube. It's got all kinds of views. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, one, I don't think I've ever seen an outfit like that in World of Warcraft. Right off the bat, like ever. I don't think I've ever seen an outfit like this one, especially with those kind of specific colors. And it's even got kind of because of the graphics upgrade, it's like a really good bad outfit, right? Because it's definitely looking better than I remember.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, why release that outfit at Halloween?
Right.
I don't understand it at all.
Well, they're let me show you what they're based off of, though, so you'll kind of have a point of reference of what they're making fun of.
Okay.
So the outfits to make fun of stuff.
Well, it's got to be because that's what I said. I think they did it on purpose to be extremely weird because, for one, it's the first outfit they've ever sold. And just so you guys know, that outfit alone cost $20 just for that outfit. And in the video, clearly made by them, is goofy, right? It's not like they're taking it serious. So I think they must have done it for kind of a goofy promotion. It just seems like odd timing to me.
Right. Let me pull it up here. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I think they're just.
I see a creature in the background. Is that what you're talking about? It's like a dragon.
Is the little dragon that's flying next to him? I didn't really watch the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be those. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
they're
like a
based
little
off
dragon
of.
fairy type thing.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could find like a picture of it.
Oh, okay.
Might be.
I'm sure you will. People who play WoW, I'm sure they know what it is. I know it's from. They didn't just make up the suit from nothing. I get that. I just saw it.
But it is odd for it to be a $20 thing, though.
Yes, and at Halloween. So I think you're gonna see all kinds of people in this outfit during the Halloween party on WoW, which is weird to me.
Here, I'll just copy the link here.
While Clint's doing that, I will jump to my last and lonely little thing here, which will actually kind of lead into where we're going next.
I put a link in the Discord for you guys.
Oh, okay.
So be able to see it.
Next, I've got Phasmophobia. I don't want to jump ahead too quickly, but we're going to be talking about it. So this is about Phasmophobia, and it is a big update that they had. And I don't know if you guys even knew about this, but a big update that's coming. They haven't had it already, I don't think, but it's coming. It's going to make ghosts smarter and less predictable. So it's going to add even more variation to the gameplay, which is what makes the game good already. Phasmophobia, it says on here, this is it says it's the best ghost game ever made, according to Rich Stanton. Obviously, that's up for debate. And with the spooky season upon us, it's managed to schedule a lot of would-be ghost hunters and become a Steam top seller. Okay, I agree. We're going to talk about it in a second. This game has really taken off, and I don't want to talk about my own opinions too much on it. But I do like the fact that, like all these other games, when they start taking off and they get a little attention, they're not just leaving them in the dirt. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you'd get a game, you're like, man, this is so good, but I wish they would do this, or I wish they would do that, and that's it. Nowadays, if a game takes off, they start pumping in resources. They start going, okay, how do we keep this thing alive? And their timing on this game, obviously, is impeccable, right before Halloween, which I'm sure was planned. But, I'm glad that they're doing updates. I'm glad stuff is going to get even more complicated and a little more harder. But I'm also like, dang, we haven't even figured out how to pick who a ghost is anyways. So we need some more time on this game.
Yeah.
Yep. But just wanted to bring that up. If you guys are Phasmophobia fans or you've been watching us play and you think, man, that game looks kind of hard, it's going to get harder.
Are they going to add any? Does it say if there's going to be any added things to it, like as far as graphics, types of ghosts, items used, or just environment?
Let me double check.
I just had to ask.
It says there's definitely going to be more behavior changes that cause it to be even scarier. Yeah, because some of the behaviors right now, some of them are scary, some of them are kind of just they're eerie, but they're, you know what I mean? This is saying they're adding more behavior changes. Yeah. Let's see.
And now I want to play it.
No, I do not see in this where it's talking about more ghosts being added to the list, which I think is a good thing. There's enough in that list, right?
Well,
right
I just meant maybe environmental updates. It's really, I think, all the game needs.
What he's trying to get to it is he wants the graphics to be better.
Yeah, not just the graphics, but you want it to be maybe more variation to the buildings and stuff like that. I get what you're saying.
But we
I do not see that in here either. Yep,
okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, for my final story here, to finish this section of the news up, is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or better known as Warzone these days, because multiplayer is still thriving, but Warzone is the big dog when it comes to the general public. They have done their new event called Haunting of Verdansk. And that has released. We're going to be watching a trailer here in just a minute. But before we do that, I want to just talk about some of the details of the game, what you can expect. So this is pretty cool. You're going to see, let me pull it up here. You're going to see 2 bundles that you can get. They're actually just purchasable bundles. You're going to get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre bundle, or you can get the Saw bundle.
What?
With that, you're going to get different guns. You're going to get different, I should say skins for guns, right? You're going to get some different like little weapons, like melee weapons, and then you're going to get a special skin. So obviously with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're going to get to be Leatherface. So
Nice.
You know, if you like Leatherface, there you go. With Saw, you're going to get to be the little ragdoll. The little that guy, you know. Can't do the laugh.
Game.
Yeah, let's play a game. But yeah, it goes kind of in this article goes into more detail of like with Saw fans, you'll get the phlebotomizer knife, an assault rifle blueprint, shotgun blueprint, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
It does say here that the Halloween update also features some major gameplay updates. That's going to include the Jack 12, which is a new automatic shotgun, and it fires faster than any other shotgun in the game. It also includes, the new update includes explosive rounds and giant 32-round magazine. You're going to be able to do 2 different modes. You're going to do Verdansk in the dark, which is making it harder to see enemy players without special optics. That's because the game itself is literally in the night with rain and all the fixins. It's also going to include a ghost train and a cameo from Billy the Puppet and the Spectre of Leatherface, just to give players a few scares. So I don't know if that means they just pop up randomly or what. And then you're also going to be able to do Warzone's Zombie Royale mode, which is exactly what it sounds like. Basically how the mode works, you're going to go into a normal battle royale, but it's going to be nighttime, spooky, you know, raining, storming. When you kill a player, that player then comes back as a zombie.
Oh, I was thinking it was like maybe just random zombies in the game. The players are going to be the zombies.
The players are going to be the zombies.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That sounds cool.
And so to bring your teammates back, you will not just collect money to buy them back. You're going to actually collect these little antiviral things. I don't know what you would call them.
I'm still there's going to be gulags, right? Probably.
No, I think you just become a zombie. That's what this.
Oh, really?
Is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're picking up like the what do they call that? The antibody.
Yeah.
You're picking up that. Yeah.
And when you get enough, then you can bring your human friends back.
Okay.
From the dead.
Nice.
And then
I wonder if they change right where they're at into a human. That would be crazy.
Ooh. Yeah.
There was a way I read. Okay, hold on. I read that when you die, you drop a syringe, and when you're a zombie, if you collect 2 syringes, somehow, I don't know how you do that, other than getting yours, and then I don't know where the other one comes from. But if you collect 2 syringes, you were revived.
Probably from killing another person.
So maybe that's the opposite. Maybe that's the whole point of killing other people.
So just so you guys know, I know if you guys are listening to this Friday, it's like we've been playing this now. So you guys are talking about like you don't know how this goes. Yeah, we haven't played it yet.
I got to tell them the story though. Last night I got on with my friends and my cousins, and Ryan and Hunter were not available, so it was just me and them. I thought, yeah, I'll stay up and play. I'll get some of the zombie action in before the podcast. Get on, and it's 4 of us. We go to hop into the zombie lobby. Oh, you can't do it unless it's trios. It's not available in quads. So I ended up playing just regular old Warzone last night. So that was
boring.
Kind
And you were pumped to get on zombie too.
Yeah,
so I know that was just
pumped.
like,
yep.
I'm sorry, my computer's messing up, and then click offline like you used to on Xbox.
See you guys. Yep. Now, also in the maps, and this also includes the regular Warzone, there are trick or treat spots. So certain boxes will have like a trick or treat thing inside of them and scare the piss out of you. This
so it can freak you out or give you a really good gun or something.
Right.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
So as you collect these, once you get enough, then you'll unlock Halloween items.
Yeah.
From collecting those spots, but they're each little box is spread in certain areas. So Superstore has one, Airport has one, Lumberyard, all that. Anyway, I found that out the hard way because I opened a box and all of a sudden this ghost popped out and was loud. And since I already jump in the normal game, you can imagine. So
wait, I thought you didn't get to play.
No, this is part of the normal too. The box.
Oh, really?
Part, yeah.
Oh. Okay. They'd
So-
have got me with one of those for sure. I wouldn't have realized that.
Oh yeah, it got me good. Anyway, let's watch the trailer. See what you guys think. Let's check it
All
out
right.
right here.
Is it
right
clickable? Do we get sound? All that good stuff? I don't see it in here.
now. I shared it right there in Discord.
You talking about that big thing that says "Haunting of Verdansk"?
Yep.
That one
That
right
big
there.
thing.
You guys let me know when you're ready.
I
3,
already started.
2.
Well, I didn't say I
Wow.
was that ready. Jeez.
Then let us know when you're ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're at Ryan's house.
Supposed to be a standard out.
Wait,
It was
what?
anything but.
That's Ryan's yard. You didn't know?
Oh.
I still say nothing on earth can scare me.
That 50 Cent?
No, I thought that was Busta Rhymes that was in the Halloween movie that time. Remember when he takes on Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out.
Whoa, bro. This is crazy.
So that's in multiplayer though, right? Not in Warzone.
No, this is Warzone. There's your
I
zombies.
only-
Dude, this is legit.
No, bro, I don't want to play your game. I only got 2 hours a week. I want to play your game. I want to play my game.
The bastards took my brothers. That's why I'm going back.
So when he said brothers, did he mean like his real brothers or like my brothers?
I think his soldier brothers, bro.
Oh, okay. Just I'm checking, just seeing.
There's no color in the military. It's brothers in arms.
Oh, okay, okay, I got you.
We're all
So-
one and equal.
I gotta say that looks really good. Like
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
looks super
It
good.
took a whole new direction than
So those are
ever has.
yeah. Those are outfits that they get. I was thinking when you described that, you were describing just multiplayer, and then you mentioned zombies in Warzone. So these are basically skins you get for your characters, right?
Yes.
Okay,
This is
so those
all-
are just
this is
normal
all
players
Warzone.
dressed like that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, what I don't know is the Verdansk and Dark acted like those characters will still show up randomly, as if maybe it's
Like,
an NPC or
There's
something.
cameos, yeah. So maybe they're laying
Yeah.
around, or
Yeah,
maybe
so-
they flash up on your screen. Like for
That sounds too good a little bit.
That
Like,
sounds
almost
creepy. Just have
Yeah.
Leatherface show up in the woods with you. Just, I think this shows the power of how big gaming's getting, though. Let's just think about it for a minute. You know, we've seen it happen with Dead by Daylight, but that's a horror game that is specifically for that. So it's kind of like, oh, yeah, it makes sense that they're getting all these licensings for these characters. But to see it now, hey, we want to use Leatherface in Call of Duty. We want to use Saw in Call of Duty. I think that's showing you how much bigger games are getting as compared to movies now.
Yeah, they're the new entertainment for sure.
Yep.
I mean,
Well-
that looked like a whole game in itself.
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
would pay I'd pay $60 for that game.
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah. Super good the way they did that.
And Warzone's free. That's what people forget.
Uh-huh.
That's all free.
That shows you how much money they make off that store, baby.
Man, I never buy a
Microtransactions.
single thing either. I'm just that cheap SOB. I don't even think about buying anything.
But that's what
Never
makes it
even
great
crosses
for
my mind.
that's what makes it great for guys like us, though.
Yeah.
We're not going to
Well,
buy
you're-
that much.
You're
I'm-
the in between. You still buy things here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not like. I guarantee you, there's people out there just spending money on
Oh, yeah.
everything. I got it all, baby, on every game. I can't keep up. All these games started doing it. I'm like, well, I can't keep
What'd you
up.
say, Hunter? You were cutting out. I couldn't hear you.
I said there's people out there that get addicted and just load money into it.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
It's kind of scary when you think about that. It's like, yeah.
Ugh.
Gaming's already expensive. I couldn't see myself getting hooked on the extras. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I could have that skin.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Dangerous.
All right, guys. Well, next, it's time for our game review of Phasmophobia. Hunter's
Yeah.
going to be leading the charge. So let's see what he's got in store for us on the game review.
Gotta click that button.
Right, yeah.
Order! Order in the court! What's your plea?
I'm sorry. I can't agree.
This is the final verdict.
All right, guys. Well, we are reviewing a game, and this week it is Phasmophobia. Appropriate, right? Because it's Halloween, and we're doing the spookies. So,
Yep.
and
And we all are afraid of ghosts for the most
Yes.
part, you know?
I'm afraid of a lot of things. So,
I'm not afraid of anything. Remember, we talked about that before.
That's
yeah,
right.
nothing
He's just,
at all.
He's just
Not
jumpy.
a single thing.
That's all. Just a little jumpy.
I'm afraid of my bank account going negative sometimes.
Yeah, I almost put it in a dark
I
place.
think that's scarier than any ghost to anybody. Any adult, at least.
Yeah, that is very scary. So, anyways, so we've all recently jumped on the Phasmophobia train. Actually, I would say that we were on it before we saw the train coming. Because we checked this game out pretty early, and you know, for some reason I thought it was an older game, but it came out in September. So it's not that old, but it is getting a huge following. It's blowing up on Steam. And speaking of Steam, I'm going to read a couple of reviews and just kind of the overview description of the game for people who maybe haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it is it's a unique game. It's different. So,
and just so you guys know, I'm going to be playing our stream in the background of the game.
Yeah,
so you can
okay.
see some gameplay of it.
So Phasmophobia is a 4-player online co-op psychological horror game. Paranormal activity is on the rise, and it's up to you and your team to use all of the ghost hunting equipment at your disposal in order to gather as much evidence as you can. And so, yeah, basically, if you've ever watched any of the ghost hunting shows on TV,
yeah,
it's kind of like that, honestly. You take your equipment in, you try to figure out what's going on, what room the ghost is in.
It's not your normal horror game where you're just in a house that happens to be haunted.
Right.
It's about investigating the haunted house. It's definitely
not,
different.
It's very free and open world. You know, it's not a huge open world, but your maps, you can travel from whatever point to whatever point you want. It's not like you're being led. But a lot of horror games these days, especially the story mode ones, is point A to point B. You're following a story, basically. But this one is a team effort going into these houses, hospitals, and schools even. And you're trying to find out, you know, what the behavior of the ghost is, what room they're haunting, what area of the house, whatever that is. And unlike most of those shows that you see that hardly have any evidence, you see a lot of ghosts. You have the ghost come at you and try to kill you. And sometimes they succeed and you do die. And when you get killed in this game, you also become like a spirit and you walk around and you're able to kind of see what your teammates are doing.
And you can see the ghost.
You can see the ghost. You can see what's going on, but you can't really interact with much.
Right.
You can't interact with anything, actually. So, good game. I'm going to read some of these. This first one I really liked, this review. And by the way, the game on Steam has, let me see here. I think it had 5 stars.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I don't want to give anything away about what my thoughts are right now.
Yeah. So I think it had 5 stars, but
okay.
It said Dev. This guy put Dev, please hire a team. This game is not allowed to perish under the physical limitations of a single human trying to work on it. Brilliant, but needs aggressive expansion before it disappears from people's radars. I agree with this because if you guys didn't know, and our listeners out there, this game was produced and worked on by one man. And he released it as one man, and he is still one man. So I agree with this. I think you need to get a little team. If you want to go deeper, you need man hours. I mean, I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe he's just an independent. Maybe he doesn't want to share ideas, I don't know what that is.
He's probably just a beginner. He didn't get hired on somewhere else and he developed his own game. Everybody knows who he is now.
I think that's the best case scenario, Ryan. If he is just a beginner who developed his game by himself, now it's out there and it's blowing up. Okay, now I got the funds to invest in a team, start my own gaming company, whatever that is. But, yeah.
Well, this is a pre-release game, which a lot of people don't even realize. It's out, but it's not the final game. Like, this is still, in a sense, it's beta. So even though we're playing it and they're doing updates right now, they've openly said this is not the final product. This is just so we can get it out there.
Yeah. The second one by Mac Sauce is kind of funny. It's not really it's not really like a critic or anything, but it says, teammates left me in a room. I saw a deformed child running at me and disappear. I spent the next 5 minutes sitting in a corner with a crucifix. Highly recommended.
Yeah. And it does put you in that state of mind where it's like, well, what now? What the freak do I do now? And it does have that kind of a, even though we talk, the graphics on the game aren't super good, it has a real vibe to it. When you're talking about ghost hunting in that specific thing they're going for, they did it. It happens when you're playing the game, and it's got that specific kind of eeriness.
Yes, I agree. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like by a lot of these reviews, people are generally getting scared by this game, and I get that because it's got an eeriness to it. They didn't try too hard, or he didn't. Whoever made this didn't try too hard to put cheap jump scares. Anything like that. He really builds an environment based on his surroundings, the houses and things you go into.
Yeah, sounds, noises, lighting.
Yes, all that kind of builds you up. This guy I played solo. I loaded up the school map for the first time. I stopped and appreciated how big and unnerving the map was. I checked my equipment and looked around for some more. I realized that I'm putting off going any further. The phone down the hall rings. After changing my pants, I started to hunt down there where the ringing came from, all the way down the hall. But the front door is all the way over here. Like he didn't want to leave the front door, basically. I tracked down the room, pull out my EMF reader, which immediately jumps to 5. I threw down the book and asked the goat to ride in it. And then sort of moonwalked my way back down the hall and chanting variations of Nope. He said one alt F4 later, and I'm here writing this review. I simply psyched myself out, but that's a horror game.
Yep.
So really good. Really,
and it's different because there is no kill it.
Right.
Get ready. There is no get ready. You either get out or hide, or it's over. I mean, it's an investigation game, not a ghost fighting game. So that's what's so different about it.
Right. Yeah, it's extremely fun to play. This guy sorry, I'm reading some of these and they're hilarious. This guy I was being chased by a ghost. I hid in a closet. I had to fart. My mic picked it up and I died.
Oh no. That's rough.
So that's another thing to this game, guys, is your mic is live. So the ghost can hear you. When you're talking a lot, they can hear you. When you use names and cues like show me something, they can hear you. Yep. It is like a ghost hunting show. I mean, You take the EMF reader in there, you take the ghost box to communicate, and you have a conversation. Hey, who is this? You know, do something for me. Can you make the door move? Whatever. And sometimes you encounter some supernatural. Sometimes you just have a ghost pop up and chase you, and it gets all bad real fast.
I would say the comparison to Ghost Show, this is better than Ghost Show because you're going to get actual real evidence and there's no question.
100%.
Right?
I'm just saying, like, the tools. I'm trying to compare it. If you've never played the game before, I'm trying to compare it to something that makes you understand how it operates. You literally do have the cameras, the UV cameras, you have the mics, you have the cameras, you have camera stands, you have night vision, you have
motion
all
sensors.
The things that you see in those shows. You know, one thing they need to do on here is get you some thermal cameras. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But anyways, those are some reviews, funny reviews. But yes, this game is doing very well on Steam. All reviews are overwhelmingly positive, is what it says.
Man, that's really good for Steam. Usually these independent games you see more like a mostly positive, or mixed, mixed positive, whatever it's called.
Let me remind you, September 18th.
Yeah.
So we're a month in.
A month ago.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want people to realize, if you haven't played the game and you're not watching live, is the game doesn't look good. So, I mean, simple as that. It doesn't. It looks like you're playing.
I think it does for what it is.
No, it doesn't. It's PlayStation. And compared to the modern day stuff that we have, this is PlayStation 2.
I think for a one-man crew, it looks amazing. Okay, I'm gonna say that.
But that's my whole point.
Ryan, I think you need to go back and play PlayStation.
I know, I understand. What I'm saying is when you're playing Crash Bandicoot and you play this, you can see the resemblance. Okay.
Okay.
So you got this.
No. The graphics I would compare to like Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3.
Yes.
No way. You can't compare. You can't compare this to Left 4 Dead. No way.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
100%.
it's exactly 100%.
No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Hey,
go back and pull it up.
A picture of PlayStation games.
See, I've been out for a long time, so now I'm just playing all these super modern games.
Right. You've seen good graphics. You go back and look. I guarantee.
Listen. Okay. Time out. I get what you're saying. It's a combo. Hold on. Time out. It's a combo of graphics with the way you move, like a little piece of paper. You know what I mean? And the way when you walk into things and the environment, it's got that feel like an old game. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I 100% agree with you. You can improve, but saying it's PlayStation 1.
I said 2.
That's a disservice. That's a disservice to the game.
Look up Tomb Raider's graphics from PlayStation 2.
Hey, all I know is Resident Evil 2 felt, back then, obviously I was a kid, but it felt much more in depth with the movement and reactions than this game does. Right? Yeah, but it's very stiff.
But that's because you didn't play 360. You didn't play PlayStation 2 yet. You only played PlayStation 1.
No, I did play 360 for years with you guys.
No, I know, but I'm saying when you played Resident Evil 2 at the time,
I get
you hadn't touched it. You hadn't had that fine fruit yet.
I get what you're saying. But even when I go back and watch the old, okay, for example, the new Tony Hawk versus the old Tony Hawk. The old Tony Hawk still looks better than this to me. When you watch the old Tony Hawk.
No.
I'm crazy. It's fine.
Can you please pull up like a graphic or something of the graphic comparison real quick? It's got to be easy to find. Like, what? Not even this game, but just like the Tony Hawk now and the Tony Hawk.
No, don't find like the worst game. Find like
they've been watching this. 2. We'll just put up Left 4 Dead. He mentioned Left 4 Dead. We'll put
do it.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, what I'm saying was actually a compliment, and you guys just completely went crazy on me. What I'm saying is, even with the graphics being a polished turd in the little book that pops up like I'm playing Fable back in the day.
Wow.
Even though that's the way it looks, it's still that good and sucks you in to play. That tells you that it's a really good game, that it's a really great concept. Because if you compare it to the modern day games, to me, it's boo-boo, the looks of the game, okay? The way you hold things in your hands, which I get it, it's a single guy. So I'm not bashing the guy. I couldn't build anything like this. Probably even if I was a game developer, I'd give up because this game had to take a lot.
I think what you have to take in with it is there's different game styles. There's some games that focus on environment more than their graphics being cutting edge. I will agree with you. There's things like the way, and another thing is you got to think about it is because it's also geared to where you can play it in VR.
Yep.
So VR has usually taken a little bit of cut down on.
That's true. I forgot it was for VR. That makes sense. So because the movement feels more like VR. That's right.
Yes. And like when you see like other players in the game holding a flashlight, it's not proper. It's clipped through their hands, stuff like that. But it's because of VR is supposed to be compatible with it. But
this looks better. Already looks better.
No, it's the same. Man.
No, it's way better texture.
No
way
way.
better curves and way smoother movement. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, we need to take a vote on this. If this game looks way better already, just a little bit that we're watching right now, the way those zombies
do faster pace. That's it.
But those zombies look exactly the same.
I get that
as the characters you play is what we're saying.
I would be even willing to say, Ryan, that some of the environmental detail in Phasmophobia is more detailed than this game.
Oh, easily. But they didn't have the technology back then we have now.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is there's no like when you are doing things, there's a reaction to the environment. There's none of that in that game. So all of that adds to that adds to that papery, cheapy feel is what I'm saying. It's not just the texture. It's not just
thing I didn't agree with you on is that it's PlayStation 2 graphics. That's all. I agree with you. I can agree with you that they need to it would be great if they did better. And it'd be great if they made things smoother.
Hey, pull up something from PlayStation 2. Like pull up the best what do you call it? Silent Hill that came out on PlayStation 2.
And pull up Tomb Raider from PlayStation 2. You're gonna be wild.
Yeah, but Tomb Raider was a little more cartoony, so I'm looking for the top shelf.
Silent Hill.
Top shelf. Oh no, it doesn't look. No, this doesn't compare.
Yeah.
He said no. Yeah, there's no problem. It probably doesn't. Anyways, guys, my point was, like I said, it was a good thing. I'm saying this guy is a single man guy. He built this game, and it looks like a single guy built this game compared to other modern games. But even with how the game looks, it's good enough to pull you in, make you want to come back and forget that the graphics are turds. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Is that I think you're thinking of too, and let me. There's a difference in you just said this, but there's a difference in indie developed games and company developed games for console.
Oh yeah, definitely, huge difference.
So thousands of people working on that game compared to indie games can pop up over a week span.
If you're comparing this to most indie games, it looks great. I'm telling you, this already looks a little bit better. This is PlayStation 2.
Oh my gosh!
Dude,
what are you smoking?
Come on, man.
Here's what I'm going to say, though. Just like Hunter's saying, Ryan, for a $13 game made by an independent one-person team, it looks better than Left 4 Dead, who was a legit team of game developers of the time.
I'm not comparing how, when, why. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying just game to game, forget who developed it. You're looking at the looks. This game is not good looks-wise. That's what I'm saying. And which is okay. That shouldn't hurt the guy's feeling. He should go, okay, obviously, I know it's not that kind of game, but it's awesome that I
look at those trees. That looks better than what's in this current game.
That's a pretty big step up, yeah.
Ryan is smoking the wild. I don't know.
What is he watching?
I think you got your car. I think you
talking about?
I think it looks just like the van.
He had
a piece of paper glued together.
Okay, now go back to gameplay.
Wait. I got to ask you a question. Did you wear your glasses when you played Phasmophobia?
Yeah. No, I did
not.
Okay, let's take in this right here.
I'm not wearing my glasses right now while I'm looking at both of these.
Hold up. Take in this, what we're looking at right now. And then, Clinton, if you could throw up right now when we were in the van and just look at the detail on the desk. That's all. Okay. That's all. I rest my case after that. Okay. Just look at the detail on the desk, the computer, like the lamp, the different shading. Like I told you, I'm not arguing that there can't be a step up, but even, and I watch a lot more games online than I bet you guys do. That's why I know all the Easter eggs and all that stuff. But there's a lot more games that you keep saying, new age games don't look like this. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not more detailed than what we just saw on that screen.
Looks like a bunch of clip art stacked on a desk.
No way.
He's just yanking it now.
He is.
Listen,
but the point.
all I
But
want to explain. My last input on this is that new age game is a wide expand now. It's not just new.
I agree.
It's not just new generational games on console. There's tons of indie games that are released that are really great games, and they got doo-doo for their
looks.
art.
And that's what I'm saying. That actually gives them even more credit. That's all I'm trying to say.
And
Right.
even,
It's like Among Us being so good when it's clearly just like, a game from the 80s, but it's still a really good game.
And
You
there's been
understand?
people who don't specialize in that have made pixel horror games that have been great.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
So
Evan
I
takes
agree
our
with you, it
side.
could be
He
better,
agrees.
but I will not agree with you that this is PlayStation 2 graphics. No way.
I'm telling
Maybe
you,
the hair.
Evan.
I just saw that guy's hair, and it looks pretty.
Hey,
Yeah.
PlayStation 2.
anybody watching this already knows I rest my case.
Well, Evan just
From
said
the
you're
comments.
crazy. So there you go.
My gosh.
Evan, I don't love you anymore, man.
Hey, but how about that sound design? Next on
The
the
sound-
list, check.
The sound is great. I think the sound is great. I think the atmosphere is great. I think even the lighting is great, even though the detail of the lighting isn't right. How the rays come in and all that, the graphics portion, but how the lighting is used in the game is great.
It's a VR game ported to PC. So really, it was made for VR.
Really makes me want to play in VR.
I think that's why you have the stiff movements, though. I really think I agree with Hunter, because the way, you know how VR is, if you're moving too fluid, too fast, starts making you feel sick, you start getting dizzy, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's the reason it's kind of static in the environment, because they want you to be able to just pick up items. Well, when we're playing with mouse and keyboard, we're not as interested in picking up this cup and laughing at it,
Right.
because you don't have that control over it like you do.
Okay, so we've talked about it a little bit. Let's go down the line and say what we really like about it, what we would change, and give it a rating between 1 and 10. And since I'm rating tonight, since I'm doing this segment, I don't want it to be overall games. I'm just talking spooky horror games around this time of the year.
Okay.
Rate it, and I'm not.
Are we comparing it with modern games or PlayStation 2 games?
Oh boy.
Any game you've ever played.
Any horror game you've ever played.
All right. Just messing around. Am I going first? That's fine. So the first thing I would change on this game is the graphics. I would give them a full overhaul and make them look like Resident Evil 2, where you dumped in like a couple 100,000 into the graphics at least.
The new Resident Evil, right?
What?
The new Resident Evil 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Outside of the graphics, what would I change on this game? A little bit more tutorial, maybe like a little bit more something that would help us understand how do we find out what this ghost is, because it seems like we get it and we can't get it. And I know we haven't played it a ton. And
Did you play the actual
round,
tutorial?
yes, each round takes 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how you're playing. And it's one of those where you get done and it's like, I feel like I did a lot better and we still didn't get it right. So maybe that's just more time, but I feel like a little bit more of a some kind of help with the learning, or maybe even just the descriptions being a little bit better. Something like that would be good. Outside of that, I don't really have any changes to make on this game. For what it is, for what it's supposed to be, I think they nailed it. I've never played a game like this game. It's very unique. I think the vibe that he wanted, he got, and I think he got more than, I think probably when he made it, he was like, I love this. I don't know if anybody else is going to love this, but I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden people freaked out about it. And he's probably over there losing his mind going, oh my gosh, babe, look how many downloads, it's something like that kind of thing. And I think it's great. If I gave it a number, we'll wait to give it a number. But for right now, I don't think I'd have any other changes other than the two things I mentioned, really.
Okay. For me, graphics, character textures are a bigger deal to me as far as when I look at you guys. It'd be nice for you to look better. But I would say that the ghosts themselves actually have better textures. You can tell.
Yeah, they look decent.
He put more work into making the ghost scary looking. So I don't know. Graphics to me, I think the graphics for this right now, for what it is fine. I think for me, I want a little more meat to it. So I think we talked about this in the past, Hunter. I'd like to see like some backstory to maybe some of these ghosts, have some different elements that you can find of maybe how the ghost died. Therefore, you can get more information out of the ghost or something. Some kind of, some kind of mystery that you can find out to help you.
A little more connection to the environment, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
More interaction with the environment. There's other things they could do. Make curtains move, make pillows fly off couches. I don't know, things like that. Sound design, to me, the Grudge voice kind of is repetitive sometimes. The sound. So I think expanding out, getting some better sounds for that.
Which I think this new expansion is adjusting things like that.
Okay.
From what I read.
The footsteps are a big win for me. I think anytime you have footsteps that are running at you, you can hear them coming, is always freaky. My favorite,
and they're not just right and left. He did a good job at distance and forward and back.
Yep. Yep. And I really love the idea of actually having to hide from the ghost when the ghost goes into hunt mode. But overall, the big thing I like about this, it has the PT vibes. And the other game, what was that? Phasage? Is that what it was? Phasage? Something like that. So it reminds me of that. Definitely have those vibes, especially the beginning house areas. So, but overall, I'm not quite as hard on it as Ryan because I think it's so unique in that it is a ghost hunting game. So I can overlook some of those graphics and things like that. But
I was trying to make a short, silly comment about the graphics being poor compared to modern top-level games. You guys made it a big deal, so I had to just dig in. I dug my heels in.
You're good.
Where you set me off was the PlayStation 1 comment.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I couldn't have it.
He couldn't stand there and watch you pee on their grave.
I couldn't let that rest. No, I agree, and I agree with Ryan. I think that the graphics can be updated and do much better, and I think that will improve the scare factor. But I don't think that if I had a list of things to send into him and he had to do them in order, that wouldn't be my first thing.
No, it wouldn't be mine either.
I think it would be a little towards the end of the list. In fact, I think I'm with Clinton on the fact that I need some depth. I need some. When you look at all these ghost stories, what makes this ghost story a good story and a good scare is a backstory almost. Why are they there? And it's just kind of random right now. Like you're going into this house, there's a ghost there, and all the concepts of trying to figure out what it is are not personal. They're just
hey, let's do this mission. Yeah.
Is it writing in a book? Blah blah blah. I think there needs to be more puzzle solving in the game. Other than just guessing things. I think in the house you could do some puzzle solvings. Like when they put keys in, there was a bunch of keys. And I think that is to open the doors when everything locks down maybe. But when I first picked up a key, I thought, ooh, we're going to be led on a little chase here, find clues. Like I want some of that puzzle solving. And, the clues can lead you to learning more about what the ghost is. Like maybe certain ghosts are only children. And then you find out they're children by figuring out that they're, have certain toys in the house or something.
Or you find that toy or that item, maybe you can bring that to a certain room and get more
cause more
feedback.
Activity. Yes. So different things like that, and in a depth to the game to kind of immerse you in it more. Now it's just so speed runny. Like it's like I'm going to take this in and see if it's cold. I'm going to take this in and see if they react to the crucifix. I'm going to take this in, and it's not even a different reaction each time. It's like, did they freak out and the EMF went up? Yes. Okay. Well, then you know what I'm saying. So it's just kind of it's one note right now, and I think it could have a lot more flavors. Speaking as a chef, but yeah, I agree. And I agree on the graphics. I can't sit here. Maybe the characters. The characters are the only ones that are really dumbed down, and the only reason I think they are is think about this. I think maybe they're thrown in last minute because you're not supposed to see a whole character. And I mean, if you're
going to see your partners,
right, in VR, but it may be different in VR. I haven't played it in VR, so
I would like to know if he originally planned on doing co-op.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe not. Maybe this was just a VR single player scare game.
And then he realized, hey, if we did this with a couple other people,
I will tell you, his decision to make it co-op and be playable on PC is brilliant because it's paying off for him now.
Oh yeah, it's the only way this game would ever take
if
off.
this
If
was
this would
like
have been just
Oculus
VR, it
game,
would have been over.
Yes, I agree. I think there would have been a niche of people who really loved it, but anybody who doesn't have a VR set's not going to get to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
And
You think
man, it's a good
PlayStation?
game, man.
You think PlayStation
Yes.
VR tries to get a deal struck with him? Get it ported
If he
over to PlayStation
tunes it
VR?
more. Yeah, I think if he can show that there's more to this game and that how it can expand, and we're gonna have to have more map packages.
Well, I mean, you can go to other countries and other terrains and bring in other stories, and
There's
what I
so
mean.
many,
If you went deep with the storylines, you can go all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for this game.
Yeah, because it's so simple, you could make literally a whole huge series. I mean, this literally could be like a Five Nights at Freddy's type situation where it then spawns other versions of itself, making tons of money.
What number do you give it?
Oh, I have to give the number first?
Yeah, I asked you.
Okay. Well, I did want to make one more comment that I forgot to
Not
include
allowed.
in mine. Okay, well, I'm going to include it anyway. I do want to say I like the randomness of the ghost. So,
Yes.
like Ryan did say earlier, like 30 minutes to an hour. We have had those kind of rounds, and sometimes those rounds are longer, but you also sometimes have a ghost where, like, as soon as you step foot through the door, it's banging on stuff and throwing items and flashing lights at you, and those are really fun.
Well, I'm sure it's probably not 30 minutes to an hour when you know how to
But it feels
provoke
that
it
way.
properly and interact.
Yeah.
We're still learning the game.
We did have one night, though. I think we were on it for over an hour, and it's never revealed itself.
Never,
really,
yeah.
which
Maybe
was
one
crazy.
time it showed itself at the end of the stairs, and then that was it.
Yeah, that was.
And then
criminal.
we guessed the one that we thought the only one that fit something being that shy and that quiet and all that, and it was still wrong.
Yep.
But good, solid game overall. So for me, if we're comparing it in the space of horror games, I mean, I can't remember what I gave Resident Evil actually. But
Like what, RE2?
yeah, I think it was like in the 8s. This one,
Yeah, either 8 or 9.
This one, as it stands right now, I'm going to give it a 7.6. That's a solid game. A 7.6 to me is pretty good. So
And yeah, that's a real good rating for you. That's including games like RE2 and RE7?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because of the co-op, the friend aspect, this just has some things. I like games that push the envelope in areas we
New
haven't been
things.
to yet.
Yep,
And
me too.
You don't see a lot of horror games pushing the interaction with things within the game, as far as like voice and light and things like that, and then being with your buddies. So I think the only horror games I can think of that are co-op would be like
Or shooters.
you got Friday the 13th. You've got
Those are good.
Dead by Daylight, and then what else? What else we got? I know Resident Evil 3 had a little shooter deal that they just released, but that's
Left 4
about it,
Dead and
right?
things like that.
Yeah, but no haunted house. Let's go into this scary place and check it out. Kind of
investigative.
stuff. Yeah. Yep. So that's my score, 7.6.
I'm going to give it a 7, which is probably higher than you guys expected out of me after all the dookie graphics.
Yeah.
But that really only means that I think this game has the potential with deep story, good graphics, smoother movement, and more depth to be like a level 9 game, like top game, because it's so unique. I'm with Clint on loving the unique factor on games. And so for me, and I think you could have, just a playability on this game that could continue for years if it was developed properly. And you could be playing some other game for a month and a half and then just binge all weekend with your buddies on this game again because there's new content and there's new areas and you just have a blast again. You know what I mean? And so if he goes that direction, so that's why I give it a 7, because it's a good game now, but because I see so much potential.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a 7 too. And it's an optimistic 7 because I do feel like this has a great potential to grow. Just depending on what the guy does with it, man. It really depends if he just chooses to take this and run, maybe get some people to come help him and stuff like that. But
How many reviews did you say they had on the Steam for this?
I didn't know the total, but
I can
what
look
it
it up.
showed,
I can look it up
the
for you.
overwhelmingly positive reviews, there was
Uh-huh.
43,932.
Okay, so
And that's just the overwhelming positive ones.
and we're talking about a $14 game. So
Right.
yeah, the hope is he takes whatever
It's been
money he
out
made
for
off
a
that.
month. It's been out for a month.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's under the indie games. Okay, it's under the indie game criteria.
Mhm.
Like, that's not a professionally produced game, you know.
Right.
And so it's amazing. It's amazing what this guy's done. I hope he continues to run with it. 7 because the graphics, like Ryan has talked about, I agree with that. And 7 just because it needs to be deeper. Man, I would even be good like just using your shadows better, like, you know, making some things in the corners of the room that look like people, because that'll draw your eye, because it can get really stale when you walk around for 5 minutes and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Put some stuff in there that keeps you eerie, you know.
So are you wanting the ghost to do like some tricks and stuff to you as well?
Yes,
Some little
because that's the whole thing.
stuff?
It's supposed to be like, okay, so the ghost apparently attacks you sometimes more when your psyche's down, when your psychological
Right.
strain.
Right.
Well, I think when you're in there in your psychological strain, you should be seeing things.
Mhm.
Like, okay, something's in front of me. There's a person there. Okay, when I got closer, it became a chair.
Oh yeah,
You
even
know,
things where like you might hear something and you're like, "Hey, you guys hear that?" No, we didn't hear it at all.
nothing happened. So you
Yeah.
get picked on more when you're
Mhm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, so great. It's a great idea. And so, yeah, I agree.
So,
How's-
just so you guys know, and so there would be if I knew this game was done, and this was all they're going to do with it, I probably wouldn't lower it a ton because it still had a lot of fun, and I'm still going to have a lot of fun with it. So
Right.
I'd probably give it a 6. You know, but
I'd keep it at a 7 if it wasn't going to change. Honestly,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm rating it a 7 in optimism that it's going to go up to about a 8.5, 9 for me.
Yeah, I'm rating it a 7, saying it's going to go to a 9 too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hope
that's
it
my
does.
hope for it.
I hope
Can
it
you
does.
imagine though? And going back to the graphics again, we keep touching on that, but could you imagine? I don't know if you guys have seen Visage or some of those really well done graphic horror games. If this was that polished, it would be super terrifying.
Oh yeah,
But
easily.
again, it wouldn't be if you didn't do anything to the environment.
Right.
Because if you just really everything looks so super realism, but nothing happened for 10 minutes, it's just like you're walking through an empty house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it needs more.
There's got to be a mixture, and that's what Visage did really good. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's Visage or Visage. That's what they did really good. Is they put things in the house that looked like people from a distance. They would you'd go down the hall, and then when you went back down the hall, things had changed, and they were so subtle that your mind didn't realize what exactly they were, but you could tell something changed. Just really weird things like that. I think this game, if it threw in some of those concepts, could be next level for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his ideas though line up with that. If you look at the tricks that he has the ghost do, so the best case scenario is this guy makes money off it, hires a team, we get an updated, awesome game. Worst case scenario is this game does so well that some bigger companies pick up on it, and you get a lot of copycat games, kind of like you've seen with PT or Amnesia or games like that. Because if you think about it, Resident Evil 7 took the whole cabin in the woods approach, Texas Chainsaw Massacre look, and the first person point of view. And I think it's because of games like you said, Hunter, PT and games like that. I know PT was just a demo, but an example of that style. If you look at that style, then Resident Evil's like, hey, let's take that and adapt that to our game. So anyway, yep. So I think it has no choice but to go up. I mean,
like this rabbit, we're watching the gameplay right now. There's a rabbit on the bed, stuffed rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make some mechanics in that game to where you turn around and turn back, it's looking at you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that would just make it. I would richen up the game, I think. So. But anyways,
or like if you were to touch the rabbit, you start hearing footsteps coming from a distance,
Yeah.
and somebody's angry or something. You put that
Right.
rabbit down real quick.
Or you put
Yeah.
your voice meter next to the object, and all of a sudden you're getting something coming through. Or you know.
There's a lot more he can do. I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna. I mean, the fact that there's already an update coming and that this is not the finished product tells us a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
working on
it is early access, so that's true. We are rating a game that's not really officially been launched yet. So if we could be high on DayZ for so long, we can be high on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I hopes.
What
That was awkward.
Right.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
He did. He said high hopes. Right when you said, what was it? All right.
I thought he said I hope.
Oh.
All right. Well, that was good, guys. Good show. Good review. Good news. And now we got some games to go play. So
Yeah, that's
right.
we're going to check that out. But we hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you want to check us out, you can go over to our website. We got our game videos posted. We got live streams over on twitch.tv, Facebook Live, wherever you can find us. We're there. And then if you want to support us, go over to Patreon. You can support us there. You can also donate over on our Facebook page. We appreciate it any way we can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see you next week. And with that said,
stay delirious.
Stay daddy.
And stay gaming. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.